my little hair wrap. Hey guys, what is going on? Happy Wednesday. I lose track of my days all of the time. I thought today was Tuesday. My mom reminded me that today is Wednesday. So as you can tell by the title, I'm just basically gonna sorry, I have a little bit of asthma today. I'm a little sick. I'm basically just gonna show you guys the makeup that I would do for work. I actually do have to go sit ready for 5 hours today at the airport. Usually I don't do all of this, but I have a feeling that they might call me and use me, so I'm preparing my face, if that makes sense. Preparing my face. I usually don't do foundation. I usually just do concealer and like bronzer or contour or whatever. But I am a little so I'll probably put a little bit of foundation, nothing too crazy, of course, because I really don't like to be so heavy, and then especially if they don't use me, then I'm at the airport and I feel so like cakey, and I don't like to be cakey. So don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share. So I also decided that while I'm doing my makeup, I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about my anxiety update and everything that comes hand in hand with my anxiety. So right now, I have to prime my face. I used a little primer. I usually put like moisturizer and I usually like prime my face. But since I'm gonna try not to put a lot of makeup. I'm just gonna use a light prep. I'm not gonna do nothing crazy. And I do apply it with my hands because I like to rub it in. I like to rub it into my face. And it just smells so good and it feels so good. Okay. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows first with Wet n Wild dark brown pencil. So the reason I decided to talk about my anxiety, oh damn, I think I got a booger. The reason why I decided to talk about my anxiety today is because I did wake up a little bit on edge today. Not really sure why, but it's just one of those days where I woke up, I wasn't feeling well, and things happened since I woke up that led me to feel a little bit uneasy and anxious and just not like myself. I'm definitely not feeling like myself today. Honestly, I just want to be home and I don't want to go anywhere, but I gotta go make money. So just to explain a little bit what happened today and why I have a little bit, like why my anxiety got worse throughout the day, and just to show you that any little thing triggers anxiety, any little thing. So as a lot of you guys may know, well, everybody should know by this point, honestly, I have a puppy. He's 6 months and he is a Siberian Husky. You might hear him throughout the video downstairs howling and crying because he's currently in the crate. I have him locked up. So, like every morning I feed him and I wait a little bit to take him out so that he can use the bathroom and whatever. I take him out to my backyard and he does what he has to do all the time, right? This morning is a different case because I had to take him to the vet because ever since we got him, he gets these small cases big cases of diarrhea where his stool is hard for a period of time and then he gets diarrhea out of nowhere and he stays with the diarrhea for weeks. Excuse me, and it's something I've been taking him to the vet for since we got him. So we got him at 2 months. So I had to take him to the vet because my boyfriend's working, correct? Boom. So I feed him, I get dressed and everything to take him out. They did ask me to take a stool sample, so I was taking him to the backyard so he can poop so that I can pick up the sample. In the midst of all of that, I had my coffee in my hand. I had the bags to pick up his stool in my hand, my purse in my hand. I don't know, a lot of things were going on at once, I guess. And as I was closing the gate to the backyard so that he can do his business, because he likes to be loose and not on a leash when he does his business. Do they look even? He likes to be loose while he does his business. He escapes while I'm closing the gate. And again, he's a husky, he's a baby, he's a male. He has a lot and a lot and a lot of energy that I can't describe it. Like, I don't know how with everything that he does throughout the day, he doesn't burn that energy. So he escaped. He started walking to the driveway and I'm calling him and calling him. Long story short, he ends up running and I have to chase him. So I'm chasing a freaking dog going so fast because he was gone. He was gone like the wind. He puts his ears back and he just be out. He be gone. So of course I'm running after him. In the midst of that, I fall. So it's just a whole big mess, right? So I'm running after him. So that caused me to, at the time, honestly, I was just very upset. Like, I just wanted to catch him, to bring him home and like punish him and like tell him that that was wrong, that he should have not done that to me, because hello, like, he could have gotten hit by a car, he could have kept running to the point where I would have not caught him. It was a whole bunch of things going through my mind. And as a lot of you guys may know, I'm super attached to this dog. So my heart was like pounding. So we got home. I ended up getting him. Some people helped me trap him and we ended up getting him. I brought him home and I broke down like in tears, right? I was crying because it was just a lot of things crossing my mind. I'm out of breath. I'm sick. So I have a little bit of asthma now. I'm wheezing a little bit. So it's like I'm a mess. So let me just explain to you guys a little bit about what happens to me when I get anxiety attacks. It's not the same all the time. Anxiety attacks come in so many different ways and so many different like effects, like, and again, any little thing can trigger your anxiety. Any little thing, yo, especially me. I get in a bad mood and it triggers it, and then I'm a type of person to overthink. I overthink everything, and my major thing that I need to stop doing is being so hard on myself. Like, I'm super hard on myself, and if it's not going the way that I want it to go, forget about it. My mind is gonna be on overload forever. So a lot of things that happen to me when I get panic attacks is, one, I'm crying, and to stop me from crying is gonna take me a little while. It's gonna take me a little while because I have to get myself together. So getting myself together all depends on the severity of the anxiety attack. So this one was not so bad. I just cried and cried and my chest was like super tight and I had to like breathe in and out, take my asthma pump, take my anxiety medication. But I snapped out of it fairly quickly. I snapped out of it. But other times when I get my anxiety attacks, I'm crying because that's instantly, right? Like I mentioned before, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cry. And don't tell me to stop crying, because I'm gonna cry, and you telling me to stop crying is gonna make me cry more. Don't tell me to stop crying. So it's not easy, like if you tell somebody that's in the middle of a panic attack or in the middle of an anxiety attack to relax. Of course, we know that we have to relax. Like that's common sense. Like we know that we have to relax, but it's not easy, because at that time, the way I say and the way I see it, when we're having an attack, we're vulnerable. So our body is in complete control. Even though we don't want it to be, our body is in complete control. So that's not like, it's not easy. I have I put a little bit of the Total Control drops from NYX, just a little bit, and I'm gonna rub that in with the Beauty Blender instead of the brush, because like I said, I don't want a cakey look, and the Beauty Blender picks up product instead of leaving it in your skin. So the brush is gonna leave me a little bit more cakey, and again, I don't want to be cakey. So yeah, I'm sorry, I have to like concentrate with this because I don't like to look blotchy neither. So don't tell me to relax. That's where I was, right? Don't. Like, I'm gonna listen to you and I'm gonna go, okay, I know I have to relax, but just know it ain't happening right now. It's not gonna happen right now. Boom. So that's first for me. Second comes the breathing. I start to hyperventilate, and in some cases it's extremely bad hyperventilating, like in and out, like so hard. Sometimes I cannot breathe, and I know that that's bad. A lot of things can happen. I've done passed out before from holding my breath because I can't breathe in the middle of a panic attack, that I pass out, I faint. That's the second thing, the breathing. Third, I get like super heavy. My legs get so heavy. No, yes, my legs and my arms, I feel like I can't move, like I'm stuck. And whether I'm standing up, I feel like I have to stay there for a little while, or if I'm sitting down, hopefully I'm sitting down. Usually I'm sitting down. If my boyfriend's around, he sits me down and he, tells me to relax, of course. So I'm stuck. Like, I'm using Brightening Creamy Concealer from Maybelline. I like Maybelline. Oh, these are mostly drugstore products. I use a lot of drugstore products for my work makeup. I'm not about to spend my money, honestly. So this is that. So anyways, back to what I was saying, because this video literally is going to be back and forth, but that's okay. So I get stuck. I cannot move. And if I have to go somewhere, like today, I have to sit down until I'm able to move, because then I cannot drive. I cannot drive. Like, it's not happening. After that comes in hand with like dizziness. Like, I feel like the room is spinning. And if it gets to this point, which it has to be like a really bad anxiety attack, if it gets to this point, if I'm dizzy and I can't move, I'm throwing up for sure, because I have this knot in my stomach and it's not gonna let me go anywhere, and I have to throw up. Like, it's instant. It's disgusting. So those are some things that happen. It's happened before where I can't talk. I remember one time in Puerto Rico, I seen a roach. I'm petrified of the big roaches, the ones that fly, the water bugs or whatever. In Puerto Rico, they're like, they're scary, like so scary. I seen one getting ready to go out. We were actually gonna go out to what we call, it's like La Guancha. I don't know if you guys know, but it's a boardwalk where you drink and stuff, where there are roaches. So I was already thinking about the roaches at the place that we were going to drink. So in my aunt's house next door, I seen the roach. I seen it. So it was so bad. I threw up. I couldn't really talk. I couldn't really talk. I couldn't walk. I had to stay home. I stood with my sister and my brother at the house. My sister and her friend and my mom ended up going for a little while, and I was stuck. So anxiety attacks can ruin my plans for sure. So before I go somewhere, I have to not be on overload. My mind has to be calm and think positive, and because if I catch an anxiety attack before having to go somewhere, guess what? Plans are ruined, and we ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. You're either going without me or you're staying with me, and we're gonna both be miserable and crying and having anxiety attacks together. Boom. So that's that. So I get them really bad, really bad. It's annoying, and I know it's annoying, and a lot of people, like my boyfriend for instance, he gets a little impatient. He definitely relaxes me though. Like, he already knows certain things that I do, and he knows that I like to be left alone in certain situations, and he knows when I don't want to be left alone. So he's like a really big help, but it definitely did take a while because, like I said, I always had like a little bit of anxiety, but it's gotten worse over the years due to certain situations, and that's something that I need to go talk to somebody about to find the root of it. Like, supposedly finding, like, well, psychiatrists have told me in the past that finding, what the hell is on my face? That finding the root of what triggered it the most and focusing on healing from that is gonna slow it down. I haven't found the root. I just felt like little things, little by little, taking place in my life have messed me up completely, and I'm definitely gonna work on finding out what caused it to worsen, because again, I've always had a little nerve problem, but nothing too crazy, you know what I mean? So now it's just bad and it's out of control. That little fucking dot right there, it's like, ugh. It's like a pimple that I've had a long time ago because I like to wear hats. And I got that pimple from wearing a hat and playing with it one day. I just marked myself and it has not gone away. And it's fairly annoying. So yeah, those are some things that happen to me when I get my anxiety attacks. I just cry and I cry and I cry. And I really try to like do things that are gonna, distract me from letting the attack become worse than it already is, because I don't like the feeling of not being able to move, and I don't like the feeling of throwing up. Nobody likes to throw up. I know I don't like to throw up. I hate throwing up. So I use LA Pro Girl to contour with cream a little bit. So it's like I need to really like look for what the real issue is. But that all takes time. It could take years, you know what I mean? It's just something that you need to think about and talk to somebody about. And that's one thing that I've been doing lately. I've been holding in a lot, even though I know that I'm not supposed to be holding it in, but I've been holding in a lot. Damn, I probably put a lot. I've been holding in a lot of my issues. Like, if somebody asks me what's wrong, even though there's something wrong, I'm gonna tell them nothing, because that's another thing that gives me anxiety. The fact that, you know, I may need somebody else, or bringing somebody else my issues. You know, people have their own issues. I don't want to bring nobody my issues, you know what I mean? So that gives me anxiety, makes my anxiety worse, because I don't want to bring nobody my issues, like I said, you know? So when it comes to this, you need to blend really well. Clearly I put too much. So you just blend, 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 blend. You just keep blending. And eventually I'm gonna take my beauty blender and I'm gonna, you know, clear it out. So yeah, you know, those are little things that happen to me. And then, you know, in my case, my anxiety has caused me the head thing, my head problem, my alopecia. So I do lose my hair as I stress. I haven't noticed any hair. I mean, I always have a little bit of hair loss. Honestly, I haven't really noticed like a major issue. Also, yeah, I definitely put too much. Now I look like a little doll. Even though I don't know why, because I feel like that's the amount that I always put. I don't know what I did wrong today. So we're gonna take this beauty blender and we're gonna take some off. So yeah, it's hard. I'm not even gonna lie. And then you feel like the whole world is against you for some reason. You feel like nothing wants to go your way, and you feel like you're alone all the time, even though you know damn right you're not alone. You know you have your significant other, and you know you have your parents, and you know you have your friends and your sisters and your brothers. But again, back to where I said, you feel, when you're in that state, you feel like you're a burden. So you feel like everything is you. Thinking about how if you call your mom, for instance, you don't know what's going on with your mom right now, you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't want to tell you what's going on with them because they don't want to worry you to trigger your anxiety. So and then you're thinking the same way that they're thinking. A little bit more concealer, since I over contoured, so I have to put a little bit more concealer to balance it out. So you guys are thinking the same. So you don't want to call them to be a burden on whatever they're going through. They may not be going through anything. Most of the time, your person or the person that you like to talk to isn't going through anything. But my thing is, everybody has a life. Everybody has their own life, especially my friends. My friends are married and my friends have kids, and I don't have kids. I'm practically married, but I don't have kids. Kids are a responsibility. You need to watch them all the time, and I don't want them to be in my drama, in my life, because I'm crying and I feel because piece of paper on the floor and I'm crying about it that I need to call you and tell you that I'm having a panic attack because I put that paper in the garbage, and for like some way, somehow it escaped the garbage and went back on the floor. Because little things like that trigger you. Little things like that. You know what I mean? It sounds stupid as hell. But if I'm trying to sweep up a little piece of paper that I should just be picking up with my hand because it's easier, but at that time I'm not thinking about that. I want to sweep it in. It's not excuse me. It's not going into my dustpan. I'm gonna break down. Especially if I woke up feeling the way I woke up today, uneasy. And then for some reason, whenever I feel uneasy, something happens. Something goes wrong. So I'm already having anxiety before whatever happens. So you see how it evened out? You know what I mean? Boom. So that's just my life, and that's how my anxiety works, and I'm working on it, and I've definitely gotten better with this whole anxiety thing. I do still get my attacks from here to there, but I've been proud of myself because they have been silent, even though that's not good, because I know you guys are about to go, having a silent one is not good. For me, it's progress, because that means that I'm starting to control myself, being able to pick myself back up instead of depending on somebody else to do that for me. So for me, that's progress, and I tell myself how proud I am of myself that I was able to do that without calling my mom, for instance. I call my mom for everything in this world. She lives in Puerto Rico. I live in Michigan. My family lives in New York. We're all separated. I call my mom for everything. Everything. I call her for Toto. She's just my comfort. So my mom knows a lot of my issues. Well, she knows all my issues. And then I have my brother, again, my sister-in-law. They have kids. I'm not about to sit here and call them and, you know, talk to them about the piece of paper that was on the floor. You know, it grew legs and crawled out of the garbage. So there's just little things, you know, that I need to work on, of course, but with due time, everything is gonna fall into place. And I believe that, and I know that my time, whatever is it that's on my mind, and whatever I want and it's not happening, it's gonna happen. Because I know that I deserve whatever I want in my life, and it's gonna come. I may not feel like I want to be where, well, I'm not where, damn. Jesus. I may not be where I thought I would be, because I'm definitely not. I definitely thought I was going to be in a whole different place. You know, thinking years back, you know how when you graduate high school, they always ask you, where do you want to be in 10 years? Whatever I wrote on that paper, that's not where I am. I definitely have accomplished different goals that made me happy and that I consider accomplishments, but from, you know, the beginning to the end on where I thought I would be, I'm definitely not there. I still have a lot of work to do on myself, and slowly it's gonna happen. I know it is, because patience, you know. What was that? What's that story? What was that story? Because the turtle wins the race. When the turtle was with the rabbit, and the rabbit thought because he was faster that he was gonna win. No, the turtle won. I'm the turtle. So yeah, so now I'm using Airspun translucent powder because it smells so good, and it's a big thing of powder for $8, and I've had it for a very long time, and I'm nowhere near done with this translucent powder because it's the best. It is. So I just put that wherever I put concealer, and then when I brush it off, I brush it all over my face to set everything else, but I want the concealer to be light. I like looking a little lighter underneath my eyes, but my cheeks, I like to be dark. I like to look like I'm tanned with a little glow. So I'm honestly not upset that it came out darker. It was just very hard to blend. It's annoying. But I'm not upset that it came out dark because I like to be dark. I like to be chocolate. I want to be chocolate. I like to look like I came from the beach while it's snowing outside. Yeah. So I take this big fluffy brush, and I dust it all off, but I bring it into every area, my neck and all that, you know? So we could go ahead and dust this off. So I don't use a ring light. I don't have a ring light. I have Impressions vanity mirror. I don't know, I think it's the extra large. I don't know, my boyfriend bought it for me for Christmas. And this is where I sit now. And the lighting is amazing. I'm gonna have to just do all my videos up here, bring my kitchen up here and put it here. See, I'll just bring it in and I tap it everywhere. because that powder is the shit. Ew. Ugh. That powder is the shit. So yeah. So we have that. So I did contour with cream, like I said, but I'm gonna go in with a little bit of contour powder. I have this mirror here. Looking straight kind of bothers my eyes. I have really sensitive eyes and I have in contacts. So I'm gonna contour down here. I don't wear lashes to work. I have them here, but I don't know if I feel like fighting with lashes. And again, I'm not doing any eyeshadows because this is my work routine. I'm looking for my tweezers because I have this little chin hair making an appearance. That's not cool, guys. That's not cool. And then I see another one. It's two. It was two. So, like I said, I'm gonna put some Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have the medium to dark. Yeah, my palette is old, but I have a lot in here. It's still a good palette. So I'm gonna use the lightest color first. I'm gonna go in first, and I'm actually gonna use this mirror to see, I guess. So I'm just gonna rotate a little bit because I like to. So you see how when I contoured with the cream, it was just one line here. I like to bring it up. I like my cheeks, like kind of like where the blush is supposed to be, if you know what I mean. And just go in circular motions, because I like it lifted. So you see the difference? I like it lifted a lot up. And then I always do the other side and I just overblend because honestly, there's just no such thing as overblending. You could just, I like to make it look a little cute. So you do the same thing to the other side. And then I go back in with a little dark shade. You can see. So, circular motions, higher up, circular motions going up, not circular motions going down, going up. So it raises your cheekbones, especially me that I have a round face. So you circle going up. And just focus on the right areas, see? It's a big difference. Well, honestly, I think it's a big difference. I don't know about you guys, but I see a difference. So yeah. And I got a little big head, so I like to bring it up on my forehead. I do take that same shade and I go underneath here and I just bring it down. I like to bring it down. I go a little bit over my chin when it's a little bit too highlighted. And then as I go back in with no product, because right now you're picking up product, right? And you still have product on your brush. I go here. And just to give my nose a little bit of color, because honestly, I'm not contouring my nose right now. Contouring your nose is getting like a little brush and going in precisely from the inner eye all the way and giving your nose a different shape. I don't want to give my nose a shape. What I wanted to do is just add some color, and then I just go back in the middle like this. See? So it gives it that little aisle that you need to put highlight, but then you have your little color on your nose, because I don't like when my nose looks white and fat, you know? So I was gonna go in with a darker shade, but I like the way this looks, so I don't think I'm gonna go in with a dark shade. Not today. Not today. I need to buy a blush palette desperately, so we're not gonna do blush. We are gonna spray. We're gonna set. I do need to clean my lips off. I'll use my shirt. Your lips get ashy throughout the process. See the difference? So it's a big difference. They're pink now, not ashy. OD'd, right? I need more, so it's like not, yeah, I'm not putting lashes, so it's not a lot coming out, but it's okay. So I take a brush, this is Real Techniques, and I am gonna spray it a little bit, even though my face is wet, but I'm trying to glow. So I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild highlighting powder. I got it in Golden Flower Crown. This is the one that I've been using lately. I feel like it's not as bright as the Maybelline Master Chrome that I love, but it's broken. I need to fix it. Or the Anastasia. Those are a little bit more loose highlight. You know what I mean? Like a little bit more pixelized, I would say. This is more like subtle. And I kind of like that. So, do my nose. See? It's a little bit more on the soft side. So then you just take it and you just rub it in. So that's why I like to wet the brush, because then it just sticks more. See? And it just gives you the perfect amount that you need rather than over glowing. I just always take my contour with whatever's left on the brush and I do my circular motions again, because I do not like when everything is lined up. I hate that shit. It just makes it look so, I don't know. I like everything to look nice and blended together. See? So you just do the same thing with this side of your face. See? Just a little bit up here. Nothing crazy. I always put some on my forehead. Bring it down to my chin. And a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Nothing too crazy on my Cupid's bow. I don't really highlight that area because honestly I don't know why. I just rarely do. I don't know. Go back a little bit with spray. See? Crack open the other one that I have down there. I should have another one down there. So you just let everything set, Think of your outfit in your mind, in my case, hairstyle, because I wear uniform. And again, I am sick with a little bit of asthma, so I decided to not wash my hair and go outside because it's not healthy for me, right? So I'm gonna take my eyelash curler and I'm gonna curl my lash so that my mascara could look a little bit more full. So I just curl the little bit of lashes that I have because my alopecia makes my eyelashes fall out. I lose eyelashes. I have bald spots on my eyebrows. So I use, for mascara, I have Maybelline Total Temptation. This has been my go-to mascara. For some reason, I love it. I love it so much. Before this, I would use, it was a Maybelline. It definitely was Maybelline, because I just feel like Maybelline is the shit, in my honest opinion. You can't go wrong with it, because maybe it's Maybelline. So yeah, I just go ahead, put some mascara on after curling, and pray that I don't get any on my eyelid, because that is an issue of mine. They always go on the top and I gotta wipe them down with a Q-tip or a beauty blender. Then putting mascara on the bottom lash, also, you see, boom, also an issue, boom, see. So that's when I go in with my finger, if I can, which in this case I can. If not, I'll go in with a beauty blender or a Q-tip. So you see, it gives it a little bit of So now I go to this eye, let that one dry, and I do the same thing. So I definitely feel like curling your lashes before you put on mascara helps, because when you put on, for instance, my eyelashes are straight, they don't have a curve. So if I'm putting mascara on a straight lash, I don't feel like you're gonna see it while I'm looking at you. Rather than curling and making sure that they go up, putting mascara, now you can see them when I'm looking at you. And now my shits look like I got lashes, but I don't. So yeah, I have the same issue. These lashes are longer on this eye. I'm not sure why, but I love this eye. This is my favorite eye. Like, it is. Honestly, this is the eye. This one with all the issues. No lashes. It's worse. My vision is worse than this one. It's just, it's not my eye. So it dried up a little bit. We're gonna go back in again. Cause I like, you know, when my shits look like little spiders, you know? Look like little spider legs. So when I go in the second time, I don't re-dip. I use the same dip for both eyes. So you see, they look nice, right? See? Oh yes, they look beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So bottom, I really don't know why we're gonna make a funny face when we put the bottom, but we do. And guess what? When we're doing bottom lashes, don't breathe. You gotta hold your breath. See? Don't breathe. And if you're sick, like me, you're gonna feel super out of breath. It happens. So I got mascara on my lower lash line. It's okay. Okay. Boom. So that's that, and I'm going to, like, this used to be my thing. Like, when I mean my thing, this used to be my thing. Even without makeup on my face, like before I got into makeup, I used to just always do mascara. Not even my eyebrows. Now I can't leave my house without my eyebrows. But highlighting the inner corner. I used to highlight the inner corner with blue, pink, green, purple, anything I used to highlight it with. Now I just use the highlighter, but before, highlighting the inner corner of my eye was my thing. I just felt like it made me look so different and cute. See, I just feel like it pulls the look together. I don't do it all the time, but I felt like doing it today because my eyes were looking a little bit poofy from crying earlier. Damn, I had a lot of makeup on my lips. So I'm gonna do gloss. I don't find my lip liner, but I'm gonna pray that I have an extra one in my caboodle. I don't have an extra nude lip liner in my caboodle, and for some reason it's not in my toiletry bag, just my red lip liner, and that's it. So I'm not gonna do my lips on camera, but you'll see that, you know, with my full look. I'm gonna go with a little bit of white eyeliner under my eye and my lash line, and then I go over it with because you just see that it's too much, so I always take, I could take this, not that brush. I gotta clean my brushes. That's too thin. I'll take this one. Take this brush, like something small, something flat, and rub that in, and then nude. So take, I forgot to close this. What? I must be out of my mind. Take a nude, whether it's a nude eyeshadow or whatever, and place it over, because I just don't like it to be white, and I have not invested in a nude pencil. So you just blend the white. Automatically it looks better blending it, but I still put nude. Blend it. I get really teary-eyed. It's annoying. So I'm taking my Anastasia palette, and the bottom ones are nude. I'm just gonna place it on top. See? And it looks more calm, you know? I like it. It doesn't look as white as it did. Well, this one does, but I'm gonna fix that. So the reason why it still looks white is because it got on the bottom lashes, so I do have to go in with a little bit more mascara on my bottom, just so that they could look black again. See? It's not as bright as it was. So this is basically how I do my face. I am gonna go do my lips off camera, do my hair off camera, and I'll be back with the final look. Back with the final look. So my hair took me a little while because it's nappy right now and it was not cooperating, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm not sure if they're gonna use me today. I don't want them to. I want to come home. I want to get over whatever I have. I've been like this for like a week. I'm not sure what it is, but I do want to get out of it. But the lip, I did a NYX lip liner. It's like a nudish, brownish. I forgot the number exactly, but it's so like, oh, I love it. With my complexion, it's a nude for me. so it's like a little darker. And then I blend that in with a teeny tiny brush that looks like this. Where's my blending brush? Something that's small like this. This one has red lipstick, but I have another one that has nude. And then I use the Fenty lip gloss. So guys, this is it. This is how I go to work. Nothing too crazy. Like I said before, I usually do not use foundation because I usually don't, but I like the way that it came out, and I guess the foundation just puts it all together. Again, not a lot, like a dot here, especially the NYX Total Control drops. That is not full coverage, but it's a light coverage, and it doesn't make you look like you have 5 pounds of makeup on your face. So again, this is it. This is how I go to work. I wear my little dress. Sometimes I throw on my scarf. In this occasion, since my hair is not cooperating, I do throw on a scarf to make it look a little bit more flight attendee-ish. So I am going to work now. I have to sit there for about 5 hours. I'm taking my laptop because when I do get in there, I forgot to mention that earlier, when I have to sit down at the airport for a few hours to see if by any chance they need me for a trip or whatever, I get anxiety. I do not like being in that room full of people. So I take my laptop, I put my headphones, and I'm on my business. I watch Netflix or I watch YouTube videos, and I go about my day. My 5 hours are up, they don't use me, I come home. I live about 10 minutes away, so it's perfect. So guys, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank you so much for listening to my crazy stories and watching me as I get ready. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And you know, slowly we're gonna get there. And if you suffer from anxiety, I do hope that God blesses you, that God is with you. Believe in Him, talk to Him, pray to Him. You got this. Like, us anxiety people, we need to stick together. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and yeah, bye.